The Carpenter's Blueprint. In Barangay San Isidro, nestled between rice fields and a winding river, the monsoon no longer followed the old rhythm. It came early, stayed late, and poured harder. The elders said the land was drowning in its own memory, of typhoons, of broken promises, of prayers whispered into floodwater. The government had approved a flood control project, culverts, embankments, and a new drainage system to protect the barangay and its neighboring towns. But progress was slow. The contractors, local men and women, worked under sun and storm, battling rusted equipment, supply delays, and the quiet despair that comes when hope feels bureaucratic. Then one morning a stranger arrived. He wore a faded robe and carried no tools. His sandals were caked with mud, and his eyes held the calm of someone who had seen both storms and miracles. He didn't introduce himself. He simply walked to the edge of the site, picked up a shovel, and began to dig. The foreman, Mang Rudy, approached him warily. "You with DPWH? LGU?" "No," the man said, smiling. "Just here to help." They called him Jesus, not because he claimed it, but because something about him felt familiar, like a story passed down through generations, like a prayer answered in silence. At first, the workers were skeptical, but Jesus didn't preach. He listened. He didn't command. He collaborated. He showed the masons how to reinforce the retaining wall using interlocked stones and coconut husks. He taught the young engineer Liza how to read the land slope by watching how the rain pooled and flowed. When the cement mixer broke down, Jesus helped them build a temporary batching station using bamboo, tarpaulin, and gravity. When tempers flared over overtime pay and missing materials, he sat with the crew under a makeshift shelter and reminded them of the families uphill. Children who couldn't sleep during storms, elders who feared the river's rise. He didn't solve everything, but he made the work feel sacred. One day a massive storm loomed. Pagasa had issued warnings. The river swelled. The unfinished culverts groaned. Panic spread through the site. Mang Rudy considered abandoning the project until the storm passed. But Jesus stood in the rain, calm and soaked, pointing to the embankment. "We can hold it," he said. "Together." They worked through the night. Sandbags, gravel, makeshift channels. The water rose, but the barriers held. The barangay stayed dry. By morning, Jesus was gone. No one saw him leave. No one knew his full name. But etched into the concrete wall, just above the flood line, someone found a message carved with a nail. "Blessed are the builders of shelter, for they carry the weight of hope." Years passed. The flood control system expanded. Other towns replicated the design. Liza became a lead engineer for climate-resilient infrastructure. Mang Rudy retired but kept a photo of the wall in his living room. And every time the rains came, the people of San Isidro remembered the stranger who built with them, not just with tools but with faith.